Hello and welcome to India Today. I am Sanjay Ponnappa.
And this is Maruti Acharya, and we just completed watching the movie Officer on Duty.
Well, how do I say it? It was certainly heavy.
Yeah.
100% must watch. Definitely an experience. It will leave you with a lot of feelings, including, a feeling of satisfaction, a feeling of incompleteness. If a film is evoking so many emotions in a person, that means the film is doing something right. And if not for anything apart from all the, yes, there are some minuses in my mind as well, but apart from all of that, I can 100% tell you that this film is a winner.
No more one-liners. I will just tell you, I think this movie deserves a lot of love and support and definitely your visit to theaters. I personally recommend this movie, but this is for everybody who came to watch the review, whether to know should we go for it or not. There are a lot of things that we felt while watching the movie, so we are going to talk about the things that we are definitely excited about and the things that we felt could have been much better. So stay tuned. Officer on Duty, starring Kunjaka Bobin, Priyamani, Jagadish, Vaishak Nair, Ramzan Muhammad,
Aishwarya Raj.
Yes, so we tried looking for all the names, but we definitely mentioned the names that everybody deserves a mention in this movie. But
Yes.
if we missed out any of the names, please do let us know in the comment section below. And the movie is directed by Jitu Ashraf. The most important is writer Shahi Kabir, music by Jakes Bijoy. First, I'll start with what I really enjoyed in the movie.
Right.
The subject and the way they have handled it. The reason why I put that in first position is because, Sanjay, we have seen similar subjects, similar topic, especially if it's a cop drama. So it is a very regular subject, the themes, tropes that they were dealing with. But the setup, the way they were handling it, and the direction in which the movie went, and the proceedings, staging, that is the reason why I feel that is the place where the movie actually shines. So that is one thing that I really liked in the movie. And second thing is Jakes Bijoy. I think these two are there are a lot of other things, but standout qualities which keeps this movie apart from all the other investigative thrillers.
First of all, I will give a shout out to Jakes Bijoy. I think that all the Anirudh and DSP and all of them are going, nationwide right now. But I feel like Jakes Bijoy is going to be the next name who does that.
Definitely,
Because he's already showing his prowess in films across industries. I still vibe to Saripoda Sanivaram. And again, every other Malayalam film that we watch,
Correct.
we can see that Jakes Bijoy is there and he's doing a really good job. So he is becoming that dependable music director who will give you a banger every time. And it matches the film that he's working
Exactly.
on. That is the important part. Talking about the film, I feel like the story definitely had a lot of things to offer because from personal experience, the way our day was,
Yeah.
we really thought that okay, we'll really have to struggle watch this film and a late night show. But man, oh man, did the introduction scene itself just
Yeah.
broke away everything. Kunja
introduction
Koboban's
scene-
introduction scene was enough to make you intrigued about the main character and what else is going to happen
Yeah.
here. What are they trying to show?
Yeah.
Because they showed one thing and through the journey it turns into not some other thing, but it turns into something valid. The position what
Correct.
is in, the kind of expression he was giving, all of that becomes valid. So for me, the way this whole film has been executed,
Correct.
95% of the film, I
Yeah.
am very satisfied with.
Adding on to that, the most important thing in movies, especially the setup, the first scene and the second scene, around the title, right? That sets the mood for the audience about what this movie and how the audience are supposed to watch it. Usually, that is how the pattern is. So, the first scene, first 10 minutes is very, very important. Without revealing much, this movie establishes that this is a very serious investigation thriller with high stakes with the opening shot itself, and also with a tinge of the mass commercial Kunja Kuboban heroism tint in it, just to also tell that the story might take turns. Giving that hint in the first part itself made me prepared for the other things, or else it would have ruined my experience. So I felt like that was a beautiful call, especially sound design. A lot of times what happens is that we think about the background music, but the sound designs, the way the scene transitions and the way they have added details, cuts and all of that, editor has done a brilliant job. The sound design has elevated this movie. I think this movie gets a special mention for its sound design and also framing.
Yes.
Framing. Most of the movie tight close-ups until and unless there is a chaotic situation where the frame is trying to show chaos is when it goes long frame. Like there's this one frame, I don't want to reveal the story, but there's this one frame where Kunjak Bobban character is walking out of a house. It is a wide frame and oh my god, I really like that frame.
For me, the framing was something that was standing out because the frames were communicating the emotions that were being displayed on the screen. Anytime, even whatever the internal turmoil that the characters are going through, that is being shown. But then when your emotions is shown through the frame, that is where it feels like, yes, cinematography is being used rightfully. It's now, otherwise it's not just for the landscape, it is not just for this. When it's being used for emotions, that is where I really love cinematography coming in hand. Another example that I give you is the Kannada film Saptasagarada Chelu.
Correct.
The reason why I like that film is because of usage of all these technical aspects to
Correct.
communicate emotions and not just your dialogues and melodrama and all of it. So that part I really liked. If you look at it, there wasn't really a lot of conversation to establish the conflict between the lead pair, which is
Correct.
Kunjako Boban and Priyamani, but it was established. No conversation is required there.
Correct.
I really loved all of that. So when technical departments, that is what I was saying, complemented and gave a wholesome experience.
I think director had a very clear vision with what and how he wants the movie to look, because not just that scene, there are a lot of sequences where it is to the point, it is not even deviating or showing even a slightest extra frame from what is required. So it takes a lot for a director to craft the movie in such a tight, thin way. That is when the other departments gets to complement. And another beautiful thing that I really noticed in the movie is Shahi Kabir's writing. Till the second act close of it, I felt like it was going in a very police narrative direction, which usually a lot of cop dramas go. But the way they have got the other perspective without revealing the villain's perspective, to put it that way, like their story, how are they involved in that whole track, and his police experience definitely came to work. I think if you are somebody who has been there in the field is when you will
Yes.
know how those intricacies work.
And
So-
that is when it feels, original or raw or real, right?
Authentic.
When authentic, exactly, that is the right word. When an experience is written on paper, the way it shapes up is totally different than something that is in your imagination.
Correct.
See, when we talk about performances, of course, Kunjako Boban ate up the screen. He just ate it up. And I see the hype that
Yeah.
all my Malu friends have. And also, apart from, I feel like there was no bad performances. There was no underwhelming. Even in the villains gang, that one silent dude
Yeah.
with the English accent, it added to the story. So
Correct.
I feel like everybody in this film, every single person, name picked Kunjako Boban because he is the main character
Correct.
and that much light is on him. But if you just practically think about performances in this, I think everybody did a really good job.
The way the director utilized Kunjaku Boban in this movie is something that I really liked. I think more of this is what I expect from him, is what I felt, and other performances also, starting from the small girl, all the gang, especially that interval shot. I still remember everybody walking, that whole shot, the way everybody were looking, everything. The whole performances were really, really good.
Now, let's get to the part which we don't really like talking about, but we should. First thing is, the first half was extremely tight. Like I said, it woke me up.
Correct.
Right until the interval where I felt like a revelation was very convenient. It was especially for given the amount of brilliance the story was showing and the amount of brilliance the execution was showing.
Correct.
I felt like that one part, that one revelation was very underwhelming for me.
Fair enough.
10 or 15 minutes more of thinking, given the way how brilliant everybody is, I
Correct.
think they would have come up with a much better story, much better way to communicate or bring out that revelation.
Correct.
I felt like that was a little too underwhelming for me,
Correct.
which stayed back with me.
Correct.
Apart from that, I think this is going to be an unpopular opinion. The climax, the decisions taken in the climax, trying to keep it as spoiler free as possible, the decisions taken in the climax, I felt like, for me personally, it wasn't satisfying.
Correct.
I wanted something else. I wanted Kunjako Boban. For the ones who've watched the film, I think they would get it. I
Yeah.
wanted Kunjako Boban.
I totally agree with what Sanjay said. These are the few things that actually took me a step down from the overall elevated experience that the movie gave, which I felt could have been handled better. You base your assumptions and expectations and how you're watching the movie based on how the director is handling it. But given the way the whole movie went, I sort of felt with the scope that he left for other situations that were happening around, I feel the other option would have been a better option because it is not spoiler talk. We are not able to reveal, but people who watched can understand. But did that ruin my entire experience of the movie? Definitely not. These are the nitpicks, especially if you think about this movie.
Yes.
But the interval one was a little big one. But overall, it is a definitely amazing movie, starting from the topic, from what they have achieved on big screen. It is short, sweet, simple, and it is gonna stay with you for some
It is
time.
short, yeah, that too. That is also nice. It's not stretched.
Yeah,
Sometimes when these kind of films, no, they tend to get a little stretched in between.
correct,
It's a proper bhaji equivalent to Kerala food.
correct. Parampuri?
Padampuri, it's a little sweet.
Yeah, bajji.
Spicy.
Ulli vada.
That one.
Parippu vada, ulli vada.
That one.
Recommendations, usually we don't do it, but especially because this movie and the writer, the other movies that he was working on, I remember Nayata. It is one of the best experiences that I personally had watching cinema, especially with cop dramas. Trust me, the movie is going to surprise you. And Irata is another movie. Oh my god, these in the recent times I've seen so many good, amazing, not the usual trope cop movies from Malayalam cinema. So I felt if you're somebody who's not from Malayalam cinema, you should definitely check it out.
And I 100% recommend this film. Our usual trope is to just ask you guys to go and watch the film in theaters because, you know, films are made for you guys. If you have the time and you can afford it, just
Correct.
please go and watch the film in theaters. Appreciate and support the filmmakers.
Again, our opinion, you will have your opinion. Whatever, small, one word, detailed, comment section is for that. Please do mention your review, opinions about our video also in the comment section below. And for more such videos, please do like, share, and subscribe.
With that, I am Sanjay Ponnappa.
And this is Maruti Acharya, and you're watching India Today.